What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 12 review. So we pick up exactly where we left off last week with KeKe entering the party. And KeKe came to shut it the fuck down, and she goddamn did the damn thing. So when she sits down, Tisha was like, hi, and she says hi, and they say, you look cute and all that little, fake ass shit. And KeKe was like, I called you, but you never called me back. And Tisha was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't even remember you calling me, but I apologize. And Tisha was like, but I ain't talking to you no way. I was like, well, goddamn. All right, Tisha. So KeKe was like, why not? And she was like, come on, girl, you know why, because you was talking about me at Melody's pajama jam or whatever. So KeKe says that Marsau brought up her business first, and she didn't appreciate that. Like, how you gonna get mad at me when y'all basically started all of this shit? And they get to going back and forth, and KeKe goes as far as to say that they haven't been friends, her and Tisha, for some years now. So Tisha then turns to the rest of the family who's sitting at the table and involves them in the conversation and tells them that she feels like KeKe is trying to get back at her because of what happened. And so at this point, Tisha was like, it is what it is. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it no more. And she gets up from the table. KeKe then takes it upon herself to continue the conversation with the family like they in court and they are the judge and the jury child. So KeKe tells the family what happened, with this whole situation, and how a few years ago during Christmas time, Marsau went back and told the Holtz her business, and that it was something that she told Tisha in confidence. It wasn't for her to go back and tell Marsau. And Tisha was like, you the one that lied about it. And then Marsau jumps into the conversation and said, just because it's your business doesn't mean it's your personal business. And KeKe was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, nigga, it was my business. You didn't have the right to go and tell these people my business. So then Bernard, ignorant ass, jumps in and was like, that motherfucker started it. And Marsau is tired of this nigga at this point. So he was like, Bernard, shut the fuck up. I'm done with you. Like, Bernard shut his ass the fuck up with that glittery suit on shit. So then KeKe and Tisha gets to arguing. Things are escalating. And KeKe was like, I have never done anything to you. And Marsau was like, you doing it right now. And KeKe was like, shut the hell up, Marsau. She is tired of him and his big ass ears and his wide ass nostrils jumping into they issue. So at this point, Wanda comes over and was like, what's going on? So in her confessional, she said she feels like KeKe was wrong for bringing that energy to her event because, soon as she got there, the whole energy of the party just shifted. And I was like, well, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? You mean she did what you do to everybody else's event? How you come to everybody else shit and fuck the thing up because you want your 5 seconds of fame? Oh, you got what you gave back. Oh, okay. So at this point, Bernard was like, that's Marsau's fault. Wanda responds, Bernard, shut up, please. Because he just instigating and egging the shit on. So Wanda was like, y'all need to talk one at a time or I'm going to shut this whole damn thing down. So everybody calmed down for a little quick second, but KeKe continues on with her point that she feels like they ain't had no business going and telling the Holtz her personal issues. So Marsau was like, all of Huntsville knew. They saw you. So at this point, I'm like, what in the fuck was it? Like, we need to know what it is now. Like, I'm tired of y'all beating around the damn bush, not saying what it is. Because he says all of Huntsville knew, they saw you. So at this point, I'm assuming that it could either be she was on drugs, she was cheating. Because I'm like, what was it that it was so pertinent for the host to know in order for her to come to their house? What would it be, something that they would need to know for safety reasons or something? So I'm going more with she was on drugs or she was selling drugs. Like, what is going on here? Was she hooking? Like, what is the conversation? What was this big ass elephant in the room? So Jennifer, KeKe's sister, jumps into the conversation, was like to Marsau, you're causing more friction between them, talking about KeKe and Tisha, and she says she's not going to go against you. You're her husband. So Tisha was like, no, your sister has caused all the friction. Marsau admits that he was the one that did go and tell the Holtz whatever this issue is or was with KeKe. And he even goes so far as to say in his confessional that if it was him, he would have basically wanted somebody to tell him, because it would have been like some fake ass shit if he hadn't, or could have been something that could have put them in harm's way, I guess. I need to know. We need to find out. If it don't come out during the season, that's certainly a question that needs to be asked during the reunion. I need an answer because I'm tired of everybody beating around the bush. So then the topic goes to Tisha bringing up the fact that KeKe supposedly told Melody and them that she told KeKe about Marsau cheating. And Tisha says she know I ain't never told her Marsau had an infidelity. And KeKe was like, you a damn lie. She pointed that finger like she was Oprah Winfrey in The Color Purple, child. And she was like, you a damn lie. You better think, bitch. It was that you better think, bitch, that had me hollering. So Tisha was like, I told you Marsau cheated. Really? I told you Marsau cheated. And KeKe was like, I never said that, but I will bring it out if I have to. And Tisha was like, okay, break it down. We can both break it down. So at this point, it is just a mess, child. Everybody pulling their dicks out on the table and daring somebody to suck it. So KeKe was like, okay, when Marsau. And so her sister is grabbing her arm like, girl, don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it. It ain't that important. Baby, when KeKe hit him with the when Marsau, baby, Marsau fucking transformed into a goddamn transformer. I ain't never seen this nigga react so goddamn promptly to anything. They have asked this man 50 million times, has he cheated? Is he cheating? Was that his back? Is you fucking this person? And do you got 20 women? Do you got a baby? And he is cool as a cucumber. But when KeKe said, when Marsau, that nigga turned into a pit bull in a goddamn skirt. He was like, do it, because I promise I'll burn this motherfucker down to the ground. Do it, I dare you. And Tisha like, calm down. He was like, no, fuck that. I will lay all this goddamn shit in the goddamn ground and fuck everybody up in this goddamn room. And I was like, ooh, you gonna bust a vein. Why are you so goddamn hype? Why? My thing is, if you know you have not cheated on your wife, if you know you have not done anything, I would have been sitting there looking at her like, okay, what did I do? I would love to hear this. I would be as calm as a cucumber, cold as a cucumber, baby. Like, okay, say it. I want to hear this because I want to laugh. But the fact that he blew up like that said a lot to me. And that's all I got to say on that. I mean, when a hit dog hollers, LaTisha, pay attention once again. But you know, she don't give a fuck. So Jennifer, KeKe's sister, is telling her, don't do it. And KeKe was like, I know you will. So Marsau was like, I bet you shut the fuck up now. And at this point, I was really looking at KeKe's husband like, when you gonna step in? Because he talking to your wife super crazy. So at this point, Amin finally jumps his big ass into the conversation. Amin was like, if you gonna be like that and keep talking to her like that, put it all in the ground. Is that the type of dude you are? So once this goddamn heavyweight champion jumped into the fray, I think that put Marsau back on pause and made him remember that he was yelling and cussing at a woman and that her nigga was standing right there. Cause his tone completely changed. He got up out his seat and walked over there to Amin, and Wanda at this point didn't know what was about to happen, so she pushing him back. But he was like, no, it's cool. So Marsau goes over there to Amin and was like, you know damn well none of this shit had to happen. It was brought to you all maliciously. But he said maliciously. I was like, that's not the right word, sir. He was like, with the intent to do this. I was there for you. You don't do me like this. You don't do family like this. He was like, it didn't even have to go this far. That nigga got to explain it his motherfucking self because he did not want whatever tea KeKe ass was about to spill to come the fuck out. At this point, Tisha crying, and she says to KeKe, we've been there for you and your family. You know what I've been through the last 5 years with my marriage. You came to me and said, watch out for the hoes, because I think they go try to destroy your family and your marriage, and still you team up with someone to try and fuck my marriage. It's not funny, but it's funny. So one of her family members across the table nodding her head, looking at KeKe like, you raggedy low down bitch, you. You'll never come to one of my cookouts. So KeKe was like, I would never do that. And Marsau then calls Bernard an annoying ass nigga because he keep on chirping in the background. Tisha get up, walk off crying and shit. Everybody's swarming her. And Tisha was like, she know I ain't never talked to her about that. And KeKe was like, think about what you just said. Think about what you just said. Have we not talked about cheating amongst spouses? And Tisha was like, yeah, duh. And so KeKe was like, so when they asked me, have you ever talked about cheating with Tisha and Marsau? I said yes. So then here come Wanda, looking like Chef broke RD. She come over accusing KeKe of being the one who jumped the whole conversation off at Melody's pajama jam about Marsau cheating. And KeKe was like, no, I did. She's like, yes, you did. Yes, you did, KeKe. Yes, you did. I'm like, how you know, bitch? You weren't even there. Sit down somewhere. So then Tiffany asks KeKe, does she think Mel is trying to destroy Tisha? And KeKe was like, no, I actually don't. I mean, I heard people keep on saying that, but I actually don't feel that way. So then Marsau jumps in and tells KeKe that Mel is telling her stuff to go against Mel and basically using her. And then Wanda was like, okay, well, I just got one last thing to say. How was the food? And everybody is looking at her like, really, bitch? And that shit was cool. All right. She was like, okay, everybody get the fuck out. Child, that was a hot diggity damn mess. Like I said, a hit dog will holler. Marsau's reaction was very telling. I think that as far as KeKe is concerned, do I think that Mel was using her? And I said to you guys, I felt like Mel invited KeKe to the pajama jam to prove a point that this whole cheating conversation has been going on long before the show even began. So I do think that she used her in that capacity. I don't even think it's a thing of trying to destroy her marriage or anything like that. I think it's a thing of her trying to prove a point, because Tisha keeps on constantly saying that this girl tried to ruin my marriage, and she's just trying to point out, girl, your marriage been had shit going on. It didn't even start with me. At this point, I've said to you guys, it didn't went so far between Mel and Tisha that I don't think that there is one person to blame. At this point, they're both to blame, because so much has been spewed from both sides that at this point, it don't even matter who started what. The shit is just out of control now. And once again, I will say that I don't know where season 5 of this show could possibly go with what has happened behind the scenes and on screen so far this season between the Scotts and the Holts. I don't see how they could ever bring this back around to film with one another. I still think that unless it was a situation where Mel and Martel and their family and their household could be put in some type of danger, I still don't understand why Marsau felt the need to go and tell the Holtz whatever this information was about this girl. And so until we find that out, I'm going to say that Marsau and Tisha were in the wrong for telling their family's business to somebody that she barely even knew at the time. It's just a mess at this point. It really honestly is. It's just a big ass mess. So the next scene we see is Kimmi going to Destiny's house to check on her. Kimmi's job this season obviously is to play peacemaker because she doesn't have a storyline, or at least she's not trying to focus on the shit with Maurice lying about the ATL boys trip, but okay. So Kimmi brings up the Stormy situation, what happened at Jalen's little housewarming party, and asks Destiny how she feels about that. Do they think they'll be able to make a resolution? We have a resolution. Don't have no much confusion. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. But anywho, so she was like, Destiny was like, I tried to talk to her or whatever, things went left. And Kimmi was like, well, let's start with the sweetie comment. And so Destiny says in her confessional that, she's called her that before in the past, have called her sweetie, baby, da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, but come on, Destiny. Once again, this is Destiny not taking accountability for anything that she does. When you call somebody sweetie, baby, when y'all cool, girl, sweetie, or whatever, we know that that's in a cute, playful way. But when we arguing and you call me sweetie, you being funny. Like, stop it with the silliness. Like, just be honest. You shouldn't have called her sweetie in that instance because you knew that was a form of, okay, sweetie, all right, sweetheart. She knew what the fuck she was doing. So then Mel comes up and she goes on and on about the end of their friendship, and she act like it's a death, and it's so hard because Mel was such a rock for her and she leaned on her so much. So it's so sad that they don't have the friendship anymore. And you say this, but then you also say with a straight face that you felt like Mel abandoned you. She wasn't there for you. You needed a village, and she wasn't that village for you anymore. So which one is it, girl? I'm so tired of playing ping pong with you. So she then goes on to say Melody is the one that got the problem. I don't. Okay, girl, I'm so over you. So then we see Martel meet up with his manager Melnika to discuss his incest wine child and this ATL boys trip. And all I could focus on was the fact that Melnika had her Gucci belt on upside down. I'm like, did nobody tell her to take her belt off and put it on the right way? But okay. Tisha and Marsau then have a little cute little date going to a coffee house to have coffee. And they sit down and talk about what happened at Wanda's event. And Marsau brings up T-Man constantly in his ear doing the taste testing about this food truck and this, that, and the third. And how he just feels like at this point, until they get a better business plan, a better truck, that he is not willing to invest in a truck for Wanda. And then the whole KeKe conversation comes up, and Marsau was like, about the situation of what he told the Holtz years ago. He says, what you're doing affects us and others. And so that's why I'm like, okay, what is it? He's telling me what that girl was doing back then could affected them and affects others. So I'm like, was the girl on drugs? Was she selling drugs? Was she a prostitute? What is going on? Like, was she a scammer? Like, what is going on? He's saying people saw her. Was she a stripper? What is going on? I need answers. Somebody give me the answers, goddammit. So then Marsau was like, then she gonna say, I could say a lot about Marsau. You don't know nothing about Marsau. Well, then that goes back to the whole situation. If you know she don't know nothing about you, then why did you get so upset? Make it make sense, sir. Tisha then was like, that's why you got out of character when she said that. But I was like, what did you say? Tisha, read the room, girl. Read the room. He got upset because, once again, a hit dog will holler. So Tisha then says that she was so hurt by KeKe because she couldn't believe that somebody that was her best friend and cousin would do her like this, and she can't believe that things have gotten so bad between them. But from what we heard KeKe say on KeKe's Instagram live that I posted weeks back, that they've been had a contentious relationship. They've been fighting and getting into it with each other. So this show, to me, just made the situation even more worse than what it is. So you can't blame Mel on you and KeKe's relationship because it was already fucked up. Before Mel even came into the situation, y'all already had y'all issues. So the fact that Tisha wants to blame everything in her life on Mel is just unbelievable to me and unrealistic. It's like, no, girl. So then Marsau was like, and then your cousin Bernard, he ain't nothing but a male Wanda. That nigga get on my nerves. And Tisha says, they just feel like I don't come at you hard enough. So when they see you, they try to do, what they feel like I haven't. Well, bitch, you need to start coming at him harder then. So your family won't have to. So then Tisha was like, but can you just do me a favor? When I ask you a serious question, can you give me a serious answer and not joke around? Because that would help out a lot. And he was like, yeah, I could do that. But can you do something for me? And she was like, yeah. He was like, well, can you please not ask me stuff that's disrespectful to me and my character? Nigga, basically what you're saying is, don't ask me if I'm cheating. Don't ask me if this blogger true. You don't want her to ask you no questions that she wants to ask, questions that need answers too. So that's doing nothing but putting a muzzle on her because you're making her agree to not ask you anything that could be, potentially harmful for her and y'all marriage. That is manipulation, mental manipulation. And Tisha like, huh? But her dumb ass agreed to it anyway. And I'm like, girl, oh, Jesus the Christ. Mel and Kimmi then meet up for lunch at a little cute little restaurant. Do they have any high class 5-star restaurants in Huntsville? Because every place they go to look just like mom and pop. You know what I'm saying? It never gives you that oomph. I want to see some more of that going on in Huntsville. So, once again, here go Kimmi trying to play peacemaker, and she brings up to Mel about, doing the Valentine's Day party, how Mel went to the back and checked on Destiny after Destiny had her little freak out and asked, is there any possibility that they could be friends again? Because she felt like the fact that Mel went to go check on her says a lot about, how their friendship was. And girl, Mel just looked at her like, seriously? Really? Kimberly, this is what we're doing? Bitch, don't ask me this stupid ass shit no more. You already know what it is. So Mel was like, just because we're not cool don't mean I wish bad on her or I want anything bad to happen to her. She was like, that ain't even about a sign of our friendship. That's a sign of my character and who I am as a person. That I don't care who it is. I'm going to always just go check to make sure somebody is okay. That don't mean that I got to fool with them. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? So Mel then goes on to say that, she actually spoke to Destiny a few days after the Valentine's event. Destiny reached out to her and called her. They had a conversation. Things got a little bit heated, and Mel felt like she wasn't really trying to hear what she was trying to say at the time. So she said to Destiny, how about we just table this and talk about this tomorrow, another day when things are cooled down. And Destiny was like, okay, but she never called her back. So she was like, I guess she, was able to deal with whatever. So Kimmi then brings up, Destiny being alone and not having this village of support. And Mel was like, she has made it apparent to me on several occasions that she likes to be alone. Why she didn't even tell this girl, her so-called bestie, that she had gotten a divorce. So, then we see Mel's confessional look. And I was like, how many heifers gonna have on this goddamn dress? Didn't Kimmi have on this dress too this season in her confessional? And wasn't somebody else like on Basketball Wives or Real Housewives of Atlanta had on this dress? I was like, so this must have been the sample dress that all the stylists was getting in the South for their clients. I'm so tired of people walking around with these curtains on these curtain tassels on their goddamn shoulders. But okay. So at the end of the episode, we then see the guys heading to ATL on this ATL boys trip, and they asked Martel what they gonna do, and Martel was like, we gonna hit up the strip club, we gonna have a little small intimate dinner. It's about to be lit, and the episode goes off, and we already know next week is about to be a bunch of bullshit, child. Overall, I give tonight's episode an A+, honey. This was the episode I've been waiting for, and it delivered abundantly, god damn it. Let's talk down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. If you did not watch Love and Marriage DC tonight, also make sure you check out Love and Marriage DC, because tonight's episode was lit as well. Really good episode of Love and Marriage DC. Let's talk down below once again. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.